and evidently I didn't click the right button. Hey everybody! Hopefully now this is coming across. I'm using a slightly different microphone today, and so, oh, and it's sticking up in my shirt. Cool. So hopefully you can hear me now, and I'll do my due diligence and check in on my live stream, which has paused for some reason. Oh my gosh. All right, let me jump back to YouTube. Okay. So yeah, it helps if you unmute the microphone. The finding things out that you probably should know first and foremost. But good morning, GoWeb. Hopefully you're doing well. I guess it's not morning over there in India. It's probably afternoon, evening at this point, right? So good morning. I mean, good afternoon or good evening. Hopefully you're doing well. What's going on, Angus? Always a pleasure to see you. And yes, thank you for checking my audio. Always appreciate you guys jumping in and being active in the chat. Hey, Randy, how's it going? He can hear me too. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't give your comment there. It's due diligence. So, what's happening, everybody? Man, it has been a bizarre week. I've been working on strange projects that I did not think that I was going to be working on. Drinking a lot of coffee, and yeah, I was sitting past couple of days. I've been trying. Oh, there's an audio sync issue, says Michael. Well, that's very possible because I'm using a different mic. So let me go down that road real quick. The first thing is we're gonna find out. There is a what is first, the video or the audio? I guess I could find out here. Okay, so the audio is ahead. So that's no problem. I can easily pull that back. Now, again, new microphone, right? So let's give this a try and see if that doesn't line things up a little better. So I need like a clapboard is what I really need, right? Like something to spike the audio so I can see it. Audio is ahead. All right, yeah, sync is definitely out. Some kind of weird phasing going on too. I'm not really too sure. All right, here, let's see. Hey, that looks pretty good. That's better than it was, that's for sure. Let's go and check this again. And you said there's a phasing issue, so compressor's off, gate is off. So it might be just the microphone doing this. The only other thing is the EQ. I've adjusted it slightly so that so my voice isn't very tinny. So this is the Rode Wireless Go 2. Obviously, it's not going to compete to the NTG2, but I'm sorry, Rode Wireless Go, and also using the X Vive Lav mic, which is then taped into my sweater. Now, originally I had it taped to my body, but then when I put my sweater over top, I got a lot of rustling noise, and so I wanted to eliminate that. You can do that a couple of ways. Originally, I just had it taped to my body with the Ursa Tape soft strips, and those are great. However, they don't give any, they don't give any sort of like breathing room, or air cushion, because I was not using a fur circle, which is probably what I should have been using if I was going to tape it to my body. Let's go. Does something sound a little phasey? Yeah, sync is definitely out. Some kind of weird. Audio is ahead. Hey, don't be dialing delay in. You broke something. I broke something? Uh-oh. No. Audio's working on my phone. Production slate, I learned that they called. Is the mic on twice? No. Although it's in here as a stereo input. Let me look. Hang on. No. So microphone input is only in once. It should be a mono input, to be honest with you. Because That's what it is. So let's go. Hey, it seems much improved now. Hey, it changed when you turn your head. Camera audio and lapel audio are on at the same time. No, camera audio is not on. There's only one audio source that's on right now, and that is the Rode Wireless. The only source. Even the music is muted. Again, it might be because it thinks that it's a stereo source. Let's go over to the actual source list and take a little look-see. Audio inputs, Rode Wireless. Change audio settings. No, that takes me back to the wrong screen. No, I don't really want to change that. Advanced. No, there's nothing really in here. So yeah, so I got to go to the change audio settings, I guess. I mean, it would make sense if... All right, let's try that. Is that better? Oh, whoops. Because now I've got it. All right, I've got basically everything mono. Left channel is right channel. Let me listen to it here. Let's try that. Is that better? Oh, whoops. I mean, also be aware that you're going to hear room sounds, so you're going to hear my computers running. This microphone is pretty good, other than it's super sensitive, so it picks up a lot of background noise. And if I put a gate on, then it sounds very... It, like the audio pumps, you know? It has that gate, artificial gate sound to it. So it changes when you turn your head. Sync is definitely better. Excellent, thank you. ATEM has audio settings, audio delay, where audio sync issues can be tweaked, says GoWeb. Yes, I heard that. It improved when turning body towards the camera. vMix has audio timing as well. Yeah, that's what I adjusted, was the vMix audio timing. Sounds the same. Do a clap test. In headphones, it's clearly mono. No obvious hole in the middle phase cancellation. Is your room perfectly square? No, absolutely not. No, it's not square. So with headphones on, we are claiming that it is obvious. I can turn that on. Let's test between the two. Hang on. Yeah. So this is left, right. Again, it's not a stereo microphone. So you have nasty reflective parallel walls. Kind of. I can't listen to this. This is brutal. I mean, I can't listen to myself talk like a second after. So this room is square, but it has angled walls, and so like it's upstairs, and so these walls are hard reflective walls. This wall that's right here that you see behind me is a 45-degree angle that goes up to the ceiling. So it does bounce the sound down, unfortunately, but left, I did turn the left back on, but it does blow my mind that you can hear a difference between, like a phasing difference with this microphone. It really should just be a mono channel. I'm not 100% sure how to do that in vMix, or even if that's possible. If I've probably got to remove the input, right, and then re-add it. And if there's something we learned, is when you're live, you don't change your inputs too much. You can add inputs, but you probably shouldn't remove one that you're using. Now, with that said, my other microphone, my NTG2, is also runs in a stereo, which is probably not ideal either. But, there you go. So it is strange. What it's like troubleshooting live on stream with a bunch of tech watching. The swallowing sounds are too loud in my headphones. Oh, so don't drink coffee really close to the microphone? Yeah, you probably shouldn't eat while on stream and wearing a body mic. Probably not a great idea. Also, probably shouldn't swallow real hard or cough real loud. There's all that. There's all those problems too, right? But anyway, so I do have a little strip of Ursa soft tape. I didn't really need to use the soft strips after all, but originally I had it attached to my person, and then I decided, no, I'm not going to do that, and I attached it to my clothes, which is a great way to mount a microphone on a talent if that's what you need to do. If you're going to mount it to somebody's body, I strongly recommend you find something like these little fur circles, which are also very handy. Provides wind protection, but really what you're doing is you're providing an audio gap between the person's clothes and their body, and so something like that would be ideal. NTG2 definitely shouldn't come in stereo. She's balanced. You are evil. Sorry, I will mute the microphone when I go to take a drink. That's really unfortunate. I have a Rode headset mount for their Lav, and I really like it. Ooh, that's cool. It's a terrible curse for someone who works in production. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, folks. It sounds terrible. It sounds like a nightmare. I don't know if you guys caught, there have been several live streams this week that have been going on. I occasionally have to tear my headphones off. I used to work with a producer who was terrible about eating on headset. Ew. That's gross. This particular, the connection to my computer on this, I'm using a third-party auxiliary cable, and every now and then it gets like really bad staticky, not static, it gets like the signal's being interfered with or something. But it's not the Rode Wireless Go, it is I think it's the USB connection or the auxiliary cable that I'm using. So, yes, cough or swallow button. Yeah, that's gross. Okay, well, I'll introduce our non-sponsor today, which should come as no surprise to you, is Ember Mugs. Keep your coffee hot and your creamer curdled. Today's coffee choice, which I won't be drinking on microphone, is, but the Ember Mug will keep it warm while I'm not drinking it, is none other than Tim Hortons maple flavor, which you can buy in K-Cups on Amazon or at your local Tim Hortons donut and bake shop. But anyways, it's great. Really like it. I realized today, though, that I need to add, at least when I hit the end show button, I need to add a mute for this. I also need to add a mute button, apparently, on my Stream Deck for drinking my coffee while wearing a microphone this close to my mouth/neck. So there's always that. I'm listening on my phone, but it still sounds like two mics are on, even though they may be nearly perfectly aligned. Am I right? I don't have anything else. I mean, I could even share my audio panel, but I swear to you that I only have one microphone on. The other microphone is muted and not going. It's even pulled out of the main bus. So we have 6 Tim Hortons in Houston. Oh man, there's one going in here in Nashville, but it's going to be in Mount Juliet, which is like an hour away from me. So that's unfortunate. I'm hoping that more will be coming to Nashville, but time will tell. Maybe I could invest in something like that. After, I find some windfall of money and I can become a part owner or owner of a local Tim Hortons on the south side, like Spring Hill, Franklin. I'd love to open one in Franklin. I think it would go over really well. But anyway, So this can finally get his double-double locally. Well done. Well done. It's good to know that if I ever visit Houston, I'll feel right at home. Let's check. So, all right, I'm going to monkey with the audio settings, but there's a good chance that I'm going to have to restart the stream if I do that, right? What I'll do is I'll go to audio inputs. I'll add an input here. Add audio input, browse. Nope, that's not right. Add input, audio input, from device, from this, mute in headphones. Oh, that's funny. When I add it, it doesn't give me any options to make it mono. So let's go over to choice of microphone and see if we can't change the settings over here. Volume mixer, app input, yada, yada, yada. No. Here we go. Here we go. Microphone. Why is that the default microphone? That should not be the default microphone. This should be the default microphone. And then, where is... Oh, here it is. This one. Format one channel. What? Okay, so on the computer, it's listed as a mono channel. But inside vMix, it's left, right. Boy, this is confusing. I went to London, UK a couple of years ago and stumbled across a nice big Timmy's there. Right on. My brother came close to owning one in Thessalon. Oh, right along the Trans-Canada Highway. I know Thessalon. I've got friends in Thessalon. Great place. Yeah, really, really great town. We have apparently our circles are smaller than you think. If you've got families around Thessalon or in Sault Ste. Marie. So I got to see ABBA Voyage show while I was there. It was very cool. Oh, that is cool. While you were over in the UK. All right. I feel like, guys, that there should be a button in vMix that says turn this into a mono input. Why isn't that a thing? Why isn't that obvious? Right? Rode Wireless, just be a button that toggles it, that just combines the two into a mono stream. But no. Now, I have literally shut off the right channel of this microphone. And so I'm going to assume, based on feedback, that we are based on feedback that didn't change anything. That by eliminating one channel of what is basically a paired set, I've turned the right channel off. It is quite literally not an option. It's still coming through with this odd sound, and so I don't see a place to just combine this into a mono, which is very annoying. I mean, of course I could Google it. There's that option, right? Audio settings. Headphone volume, pre-post format, channels. If you have a microphone plugged into the left or right channel independently, select separate mono. Here, separate mono allows you to adjust the volume in both mono channels independently from the audio mixer. The audio from each microphone. What? That's not what I want. Whoa. Convert mono microphone on channel 1 to stereo example. How about the other way around? That's not helpful. Is it one of the wireless ME mics that has a second mic on the receiver? Negative. So this is a Rode Wireless Go 1, and it only has one transmitter, one receiver. So I've got the microphone pushed in all the way. What I was talking about last week is there are new Wireless Go units that are like Wireless Go Pro or something like that, GoPro. And they have the little screw on top so you can guarantee that your microphone hasn't pulled out halfway through your interview, which I'm very interested in. Mostly to get before I go to NAB, because it would be great to, if we're going to interview people or talk to folks on the floor or whatever, it'd be great to just clip a little microphone on them and talk them through whatever questions I have and record that information. But I don't have that second microphone option, and so I'd have to mic my shirt or something right here and then stand relatively close so that when they talk, it's picking up their voice as well. I'll wait and see what that sounds like. Also tempted to get an earpiece and use something like this where I could transmit the audio back to me. But unfortunately, the transmitter on this thing is XLR and doesn't have an option for quarter inch, so that I can at least hear what's being recorded and make sure that it sounds right. But self-monitoring, I think I will have a second person there who can help me run a camera and maybe listen, but would be really good to make it have an earpiece so that it's just subtle. It's not like headphones, something big. That would be annoying. Oh, I'm really sorry, Angus. I just took a drink of my coffee. I meant to mute it. I'm gonna struggle this whole time with that, by the way. Hey, here's something I want to do real quick while I have you. Whether or not you're interested in this, I don't know. But we're going to cut over here to our companion, and here I've got my post-show end, and I just want to mute inputs. So I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to add the Rode. So this is input 20, and that way, when I hit end, the actual show should mute. I don't think that there's a way. You know what? Like pre-show start. This is like the button that when the timer is done, we press this and kick it off. Pre-show start. I'm going to set audio to off. That's the music. Here, set input audio to on. So that's the microphone. So we're going to duplicate this one and change that to 20. And now all I have to do is click what feed I want that to go out of. So inside vMix, you have your master bus, and if I'm going to have an option for either or microphone, I just turn on what master bus I want, and we're good to go. Which was the issue I was having when I first started this show, is I clicked the wrong, I added it to the wrong show. So yeah, there's that. All right, so, hey, yeah, you could deep sync that question. Yeah, it's true. I could. Wireless Pro and the interview mic holder. I know you don't like it, but it's sure better than an Instagram holding the transmitter. I've gone back to laptop speakers. They're lower enough fidelity that it's less of an issue. Okay, well, that's good to know. Oh, and you can see this page that I'm showing you how I pull up vMix Social. That's cool. Yeah, sorry about crappier microphone means you need crappier speakers, apparently. I don't know if I would say crappier microphone. It's just a different style of microphone, right? And so that's the trade-off. It is less quality compared to what we're used to over here. I will give you that. But we'll try and make it work. I also have the entry-level Apex 435, which is the original microphone I used to use for my show back in the early Bird Dog days of 2000. That was, I'm sorry, 2020. So yeah, we're good. So hey, hooray for vMix Social. Yep, it's a great little, platform. I appreciate vMix because they don't neglect one part of their program. They kind of incrementally update everything, and I like that a lot. I think that that's a very helpful. vMix Social got better recently. Hey, just for the sake of trying something different, John. It's true. Just for the sake of trying something different and not having a microphone in the frame. I mean, I'll probably make Tom St. Clair pretty happy that I don't have a big microphone in the frame. Not that I'm talking about like revelations here today, or even going through any, like the past few weeks we've had some pretty big topics, and so not even doing that. But good times. Oh, one thing that oh shoot, I just realized that there was something. Yeah, I just realized that there was something that I wanted to go over. I don't think it was for this live stream though. I think it was for a meeting I had. So, hey, you could clip the transmitter to your hoodie strings and unplug the lapel. Ooh, I gotta love the Apex 435. I've had one for 20 plus years. I put an upgrade capsule on about 15 years back, and it sounds 1,000 times better. Which upgrade capsule did you put in it? This I would be very interested in knowing. I could move that transmitter to my hoodie strings, yes, or even like clip it. I guess you're wanting it a little lower, right, than what I've got it on. All right, let's see what the level is now. I'm gonna have to pull this up on my phone because I don't. You're gonna hear double here for a second. Let's see. I'm gonna have to pull this up my phone. Whoa. Because I don't. All right, so we're peaking a fair bit. You're gonna hear double here for a second. Okay, so let's change. It's a fair bit. This microphone's a fair bit more sensitive. All right, so audio input, wireless go, audio settings. 0 additional gain here, so we're just going to dial back the audio to where we are. Check. Yeah, okay, so the peak is around 12. Again, I got to wait until we can hear this. So we're kind of saying, like, I've tested the X5 multiple times, and I think that we've decided it's not worth it. Check. Yeah, okay. So the peak is around 12. All right, that's okay, I guess. I mean, let me know what you think. But apparently, this little lav mic is not worth the nuisance that it's been. Hey, keep reading the comments. I was making a suggestion. You cut me off halfway. Keep reading the comments. What one did I miss? It was a Neumann K47 clone, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, that actually sounds better. I believe that the microphone part is the RK47. Don't turn it down. Hey, that sounds way better. Yeah. Whoa. Just upgraded the battery on my Lenovo X1 Carbon from 2019. Nice. Well done. That's impressive. Okay, so we think that sounds way better. Well, that's unfortunate because I really like this little microphone, but if it sounds like crap, then I don't want to use it, right? So we're going to remove it from my clothing and just go with this little microphone attached to my strings. Now, this isn't a very good way to mount this microphone if you're planning on it being on camera. Like, obviously, it's off camera for me now because I am, the shot is uptight. But if I'm on camera, this looks really strange being attached to the strings of my hoodie. It's a little bit weird. So I'll figure that out. Yep. Yeah. Hey, you got to it. The unplugging of the terrible lapel. Hey, we don't. So then the question is, where can I mount? I'll tell you what. Let's try a couple things. Bear with me just for a minute while I adjust this real quick. Okay, so we can add the dead cat to it, or the windscreen, if we like. Okay, so what about this? It's a little bit strange to have it, and it's also up against my body, so you may be getting a whole lot more resonance in the bass range than you are comfortable with. Let's find out. So, what about this? It's a little bit strange to have it. But maybe not. Maybe it's fine. Maybe this would be preferred. I like that it's not necessarily visible. Obviously, it's not hanging on here. If you look closely, you'll be able to see it in the shadows of my neck collar, but yeah, there's an option, I guess. Hey, so now with my headphones in, I think I'm hearing room reverb, which I haven't heard on your streams before. Fair enough. What with SSDs these days, a laptop can last a whole lot longer, given a new battery and maybe even a keyboard. Yep, says Angus. Hey, man, man, the sound sure changes a lot as the mic moves around to different places. Isn't that amazing? I mean, and these little clip-on wireless microphones, I've wanted to figure out, like, what is the sweet spot with these things, and I haven't had a chance, because I have a really nice studio microphone, so I haven't really had a chance to play around with what sounds good and what sounds worse. And with how terrible the last generation of processors are, my 12th gen i7 laptop is going to have to last me a good long time. And Angus agrees again. Yep. Hiding it in your hoodie is not good. Hey, not bad. This is why it sounded awful. Try the lapel on your hoodie strings. Well, that's where it was before. And we know that it was fine, but hang on. Let me Yeah, I just I dislike it hanging off of my neck like it's a necklace. I think that doesn't look good. I want to hide the microphone so that it can't be seen, or at least it looks like it's in a logical place, and perhaps like a shirt pocket. You know, if you had a button down, you had a shirt pocket or something, maybe that would work. But now it's back on the strings of my hoodie, and it's just bow dangling around there. The Rode transmitter is an absolute improvement over the lapel, but placing it directly inside against your throat isn't great. The plug-in lapel to AB with its Rode built-in mic. Oh, that reminds me, we should go back to here and change this channel mixer and see what happens. So, yoink. All right. So tell me what that sounds like now, because I've basically returned it back to default settings inside vMix. So I'd be curious to know what that sounds like. Lower is certainly better. This is why I like a headset mount. Very close to the mouth, minimizes room tone. Have you seen those ear mounts, those little tiny microphones? I haven't been able to actually find where they sell them, but I've seen advertisements for them. But they're just a little hook, and the microphone sits right here, and then it runs down and goes into your transmitter. I have no idea if they're any good. It would matter greatly, but they kind of look like a Countryman without the arm. And I'd love to find out if those are real, because if they are, that I feel like you could wear one and someone could talk to you and it would pick up. And in post you could edit that so that clean it up in DaVinci. But yes, hey, that is great. I wouldn't have opportunity to experiment with these types of microphones and configurations. I'm so glad I can hear what happens during trials. Right side was gone for a second. Now it sounds the same to me. Yeah, so I had eliminated right. Well, I had switched the channels over, and now it's left right. Headphones left right inside vMix. I could even show you that where I'm making those changes. So it looks like this, and we go over here to channel mix, right? And this was down, so now it's left only. So this is left, right, and then over here you make these the same under channel mix matrix, and then that's apparently left, right, evenly. Now you can see that the volume is going identical on both, but are you getting that phasing effect that we were talking about earlier? Is it, am I like, is it canceling out? Is my voice canceling out in headphones or your laptop speakers, or what's the story? Curious to know. I like the fact that they include these little windscreen dead cats, but they are the worst design with the Gen 1s, because as you noticed when I put it underneath my shirt, when I took it out, it had fallen off. And so it's a really stupid idea. If you're in the wind, clipping it on there is fine. Now, the new ones, they actually turns in and locks, which is way smarter. So all the more reason to maybe upgrade. But my hesitation with all that is like I have a microphone that's working just fine, other than it has a few quirks that I don't like. But like if this X Vive microphone is not great, and that's unfortunate because it's actually quite small. It's easily hideable, and perhaps it's like something I work into a hat or something. Like run it up and tape it underneath the bill of a hat with black tape. I even have like gaff tape or something like that. Tape it into a hat and then wear the hat as a microphone. I could even tape the transmitter or like clip the transmitter to the back of it. I hate those gym influencers who wear a hat and then clip the microphone to it, but maybe that's a good idea in terms of like range and where you want it to be. Guys clip it to the bottom of the hat and it transmits. And I did that once or twice here on the show, and I'm happy to even test that if you want me to show you what that sounds like. The goal though, right? Like the thing about the hat is it's a control. Like when I turn my head, it doesn't change the decibel ratings of the actual input level of the microphone. Whereas when it's clipped to my shirt, it matters very much, so that if I'm talking down towards the microphone or if I'm talking up or if I look away, how much of it can you actually hear? That range keeps fluctuating. And so getting the head mount, all right, this is probably an idea that I need to flesh out. Even if you're not interested, I am now. So here's what I'll do. Nope, the weird phasing was the placement up against your throat. Okay, good to know. Yeah, very good to know. Okay, so let me think this through then. Do I still have a Be Right Back screen? Yes, I do. All right, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Give me 1 minute, and we're gonna test this hat theory out a little bit, and I'll use my little tape strips to make it happen. You can buy all sorts of colors of these, by the way, if you want the official Ursa. But the yeah, if you want to buy the official Ursa ones, then you can spend the money to do that. But they're about $15 a bag, so gaff tape is a helpful thing as long as you don't need to cover up the microphone. Gaff tape can be a helpful thing. So let's. Randy is in on this experiment, and so I'm in on it too. Let me run downstairs and grab my hat. I'll be right back. Just going to mute my microphone. I'll remember to mute my microphone, but then I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, here we go. So I found my standard, as you probably all remember from my bird dog days. Here is the standard black hat, and super cheap, inexpensive hat. It's like $10 on Amazon. It's amazing. So the trick here is let's move the microphone around a little bit and see how things line up. So the first thing I want to do is attach it to the side of the hat. Okay. So we're going to take our microphone and attach it to the side of the hat. Now this looks really stupid, I think, because it like hangs off the side like ridiculously. But what does it sound like? I mean, if I'm talking like this, yeah, you can kind of see it. But if I'm talking, whoa, it seems like the decibel rating is very high. So let's have a little listen. Okay, but it is consistent with when I'm talking, right? It's actually very consistent in terms of picking up the sound. So it doesn't matter where I look. It picks it up just fine. You may be able to customize this a little bit so that you could hide it a little better. Let's try it the other way. Hang on. Because this is a flex hat. Hang on, bear with me here. I can't see a thing. I'm very blind. Let's have a little look though, and let's have a listen, I guess, and find out what it sounds like. It's up against my head, obviously inside the hat. But let's hear what it sounds like. So you can let me throw up some of these comments because it's very helpful. And I don't know how I'm going to read these comments because I am very blind. Okay. Hey, sounds okay. Not really worse than some other placements. Hey, that sounds just fine. Oh, great. Oh, I can hear the room changing as you turn your head. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. Put the lav on the arm of your glasses. All right, so this is now, okay, first of all, let's work the microphone into I'm going to snip it back onto my shirt here real quick. Let's work the microphone into the hat layer first. So we've got a little lav mic. I'm taking requests. Where on the hat should it be placed? Should it be under the bill, like right here, and then go through the lining and come out the back? Should it be on this, like stick out the side? It's a little black, it's a little black lav mic, which, oh, that made it much worse. Little black lav microphone, right? And so we can pretty much feed this anywhere, but I want it to at least stick out so that it's exposed. And I think it makes logical sense to mount it somewhere. So one option is you run the wire through the flap, that's the inside flex fit flap. Wow, this camera. Inside the flex fit, and then it sticks out the side. Maybe we even tape it to the side of it here. Or, I see you guys talking, so I'm going to put my glasses on so I can bring you in. Or we could run it somewhere else on the brim. So let's see here. Hey, that looks uncomfortable, but again, it sounds just fine. It actually isn't uncomfortable because this hat is very flexible, so it wasn't uncomfortable at all. It just feels like there's something laying on the side of your head. Does it look ridiculous? That's I'm trying to hide it. I'm trying to get rid of the stupidness. And with this hat, I'm almost willing to like poke a hole, in the back and run the wire into the back of the hat. That's maybe not a bad idea for cable management's sake. So if I were, for example, to go to NAB and wear this contraption, I'd buy a new hat and customize it so that it would house the microphone. So let's see what we've got here. Tip of the brim. So are you talking about here on the front? You want the microphone here or like up here somewhere? Right in the middle of the brim of the hat, perhaps? Is that what you're suggesting there, Angus? Man, it's so interesting how the sound changes during all these movements. I'm very fascinated. I'm going to have to watch the show afterwards. Are you covering the mic opening with the... sorry, are you covering the opening of the mic with the tape? So that... this one, with the soft strips, you can. It's supposed to be like a windscreen. With the sticky strips, which are just solid, you can't because it creates that. So, okay. Hey, man, I love... sorry, back up here. Yeah, try it on the bill of the cap. I love those Flex Fit hats. I have a bunch of them, seriously. And I love how inexpensive they are. So I buy them all the time. Yeah, hey, try it out. Okay. All right, let's go. So, man, this is fun. All right, so I'm going to use white tape here so that it's obvious where... I'm going to use a new one because I rarely use these sticky strips. So, like, why not? I've only got a few. So we're going to get a half strip. I should have brought scissors up when I did that. And we're not going to cover the end of the microphone here. We're just... Oh, you know what? Instead of the soft strips, we could just use these sticky strips. And... Oh, crap. I do need scissors or a knife. A man without a knife is a man without a life. And here I am, although I do have my toolkit here. And you can come with me because I'm wearing my microphone today. So we're going to go over here and grab my toolkit. All right, let's see what sort of blade I have in my... There's a funny story that goes along with this, is that I used to work for a guy, and we'd go out on projects. I probably told this story before. We'd go out on projects, and he'd ask me, all right, let's do this project. I need a Phillips screwdriver. And I'd be like, oh, I don't have a Phillips screwdriver. And he's like, oh man, come on, man. Like, you're supposed to have every tool that you need. So I went back to the office and I got a Phillips screwdriver. And then when I came back the next project, he's like, all right, now I need a flathead screwdriver. And I was like, I don't have a flathead screwdriver. And he's like, oh man, you got to have a flathead screwdriver. So, and then the third project, I came and he's like, I need this tool. And I was like, I don't have that tool. So he's like, all right, stop what we're doing. We're going to Home Depot, which was just across the road. And he said, I'm going to buy you a toolkit. We're going to buy every tool you could possibly need. So we spent a good amount of time going through, it was for network jobs. So, we bought network crimpers and a bunch of things. But we spent a lot of time figuring out, all right, what does he need to do his job? And after that, I rarely needed to go and get anything. Although, I won't say it never happened. Oh, weird. So this tape is, not holding on the brim of this hat. All right, I'm not going to use that then. I'm going to use this little soft strips because they're actually like felt, and they're a little bit easier to manipulate. It just peeled right off of the brim, and maybe that's going to be the issue, is maybe the tape isn't going to stick to the brim very well, All right, so if I tape this lengthwise, but keep the microphone exposed. And I'm going to put it right, yeah, that's much better. Okay, right to the end. Then I'm going to feed this around into the brim of the hat, or into the Flex Fit side of the hat. I'm sorry you guys can't see this. You know what? Let's do this together. There's no point in you guys not participating. I'll just try and make this look presentable in some regard. This one. right, here we go. Now you can see my iPad and my hat. There we go. Okay. So let's create an input, I guess. And it's going to be a blank. Sorry, I'm off camera here. Blank input, mostly because I want to create 2 layers that you can see what it is that I'm doing. So let's do this one. Background should be this camera shot, which is very dark. And this one should be my regular shot. There we go. And we're going to make me a little bit smaller. Okay. And then let me just clear out some of this crap. Makes my office look very disorganized. I'm sure all of your offices are highly organized. And your desks are nice and clean, and there's no issues at all. I wasn't planning on presenting, but here we are. Here we are. Okay, so we're good now. Let's just, this is quick and dirty, guys. So here is, boy, I really need a light on this desk. Oh, you know what it is? It's this stupid Logitech camera. I don't mind Logitech, but I also find them lacking in certain things. Ooh. In particular, the image adjustments don't seem to work quite like they think they do. So if I turn up, okay, let's just go with that. Okay, so here's the hat. Here's the tape. Okay, that little easy little soft strip is here. And then I probably need another soft strip to kind of mount it right in here. So let's go ahead and do that. And the previous blade was not amazing. I don't know where my snips got to, but this will do just fine. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so now we can add this to the back side of the Flex Fit, which is right here. I'll just bring this up a shade. How do I do that? Okay, there we go. So on the back side here, I'm going to add this tape, yoink, and then I'm going to add it to the hat. Who knows how it will hold up to like sweat. I don't really want the tape exposed to my head because, all right, let's take the sticky off of that then. All right, so now with the wire is there, and then I'm going to add another stick back here. It's going to go around the tag, okay, and then stick back here. So I'll just use the other side of this soft strip. Let's make sure that there is enough to actually go around the hat. And it's got to go on here somewhere. All right, there it is. All right, and then it kind of sticks out the back. So gently, I will gently put this on. And, oh, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. And let's plug her in to the microphone. Moment of truth, everybody. Yoink. Here we go. Okay, so what does this sound like? Because if it's any halfway decent sound, it may be a great idea. Let's have a little listen and see what happens. What is going on here? See what it sounds like on the stream. Interesting. All right. So the microphone capsule is obviously quite smaller, and Angus says, yeah, it sounds thinner. So do you think that I could adjust that in the audio settings inside vMix instead of worrying about? So for example, we could go over to the EQ, and I'll bring you over here to join me. See, if I reset this, all right, that probably sounds really flat. Probably does not sound very good. What I'll do is I'll put on my headphones, which are good ones, and I will turn this on. All right, let's walk through this together. If we think that this is a good microphone placement, I will totally make a hat rig. The question, and also I guess people that I'm talking to would be talking into the capsule. But is the capsule going to be collecting a lot of ambient noise because it's pointed away from me and into, for example, the convention space? Like, should I spin it around so it's pointed at my head to kind of eliminate at least some of that? Okay, a little bump. Let's do 2 decibels on both. And you tell me what you think. Appreciate the feedback. Because I don't necessarily, like, we're going to get a lot of refraction, right? A lot of reverb, especially if I'm talking. It's an interesting idea. So, middle of the hat, but if it comes out and then turns around and is taped down that way, perhaps that would be better. I mean, let's give it a try. Oh, sorry. All right. I'm going to unplug this mic. Whoa, that sounds so weird. That is a very different sound. But hold that thought because we're trying to EQ this microphone, right? So if I peel this up and let's go back to my read the comments, Knudsen. Sorry, I'm not watching the comments. Sorry, I just saw that come up. Hey, could use a little boost, but it's not awful. Clear, but low. Much better, even though a bit thinner. I think it's perfectly a good place microphone. A little bump at 120, 250, not too much. It's an Omni mic. It'll probably catch plenty of noise no matter what. Oh yeah, much better. My wife also approves. Oh well. Enough said, right? If your wife approves, then it's game over. Because, hello, Mrs. Angus. Hopefully you are well. All right, I've spun the microphone into a U, as you can see here on this. I'm just curious. I just want to know, what does that sound like, you know? Does it sound any different, any better? Okay, let's have a listen. Let's see what we got here. All right. I like it because the room reverb is gone. No, don't turn it around. Read the comments. Also, close throat sounds are gone, which is even more important. Well said, Randy. Yes. The real test will be in a noisy environment. Facing out was better. This is worse. Okay. Whoa. Okay. This sounds. I don't like this at all. Just the clip-on microphone? I think that's no good. So let's go back to my little workbench here. Oh, and I was showing you guys the vMix stuff. Let's go back. Jeez, I'm all over the place today. Here we go. So spinning it around was a bad idea, says Angus. So let's undo what we've done. And we're going to just change this. I didn't like how close it was right to the edge of the brim, but I need to tape it so that it can't move, right? All right. So just like this is the shot, and then it's taped into the hat. I have found that the hat goes on very nicely. You know, like it's and now you can't see it necessarily. Here, we'll go back to the full screen. You can't really see the microphone head. So if this was a black patch. That would be better, right? Okay. So we're plugged back in. Put my headphones on. And although it looks ridiculous right here, because you can see under my hat, I like it without the white tape. I think this shot feels better, sounds better. You're right. The room noise is gone. I think overall. Now let's jump over real quick back to the EQ. Any alterations that you want to make here that you think, according to your rig, is the way that it should be? Black tape would make this totally invisible. Yes, turned around is not better. Inverse square law is a big deal too. The further from your mouth, the better the ratio will be for hearing your interviewee. So put it back. Inverse square law rules. Yep. No, the edge of the hat is better. Dang, I have to attend to work. I have to attend to work now. Playtime is over. Hey, thanks for this. It's been great. Randy, always a pleasure, man. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, that's some pretty dang good audio. Okay. So the trick now is that we would need to just get some black tape. And this rig, is this on my skin? This rig will pretty much be complete. I'll move it away from my forehead. Sorry for all the rustling. But yes, the black, the white tape is very distracting. And of course, now that I've unstuck it several times, it is coming off easier and easier. But if I could, so my camera looks up at me, and so you're going to see under my hat. If I had this at eye level, it wouldn't be a problem. So I have to like look down when I'm talking to you, or look to the side like this. And then, but this goes against my personal rule where, so you can see it right there. But there you go. So, hey, you have a winner, John. Of course, if you're going to wear the hat, lighting you would be tricky. John's new name is Russell. Hey, what's the mission for NAB? So NAB, I just want to, we're going to visit like 20 or 30 booths. We've got a couple of days. We got 2.5 days there, and we'll arrive on Saturday and leave on Tuesday evening. So we'll need to be at the airport on Tuesday night or on Tuesday afternoon. But I want to see what's going on in the camera world. We're mostly a Blackmagic house right now, and so I'd like to go and see what they're doing. I want to run my recording design option by them. I want to see their new cameras. I want to like validate what. So we have this 6K studio cinema, the studio like broadcast cameras, and they're great. I mean, they work really well. They have EF mounts native on them, and so all of our lenses fit, and that seems to work really well. But I want to see and be convinced of their use cases for their other product lines. You know, a lot of companies are doing things that are like, hey, this is about workflow and about large editing teams and stuff. I want to pitch my use case to them and then see, all right, now explain to me why. Like, for example, I really like their decibel reader, but it's like $1,500. I can get a decibel reader for under $100. Like and I can do a digital one on a multi-viewer screen. I don't need to spend $1,500 on a single unit that just shows me the output that I choose and what the audio level is. Although I would love to use it, that would be great, but I don't see it as a real game changer. So, anyways, I just have questions about the product line. It'd be great to have like hands-on, see what they actually bring. we had designed a week or so ago a recording system that I think I'm still pretty much going to go with, but I haven't paid for it. I haven't bought it yet, so I will plan to do that. But more on that soon. One of the things I realized is I could put that microphone here. I know center. I know center is the desire, but for visual effect on camera, you could put it on this side of the hat underneath the bill, and you wouldn't even see the tape or anything. Well, maybe you'd see it a little bit, but you wouldn't see the tape. Hey, I've never been to NAB. It's right in my busy season. Are you ever not in a busy season? I went to NAB for about 20 years, but not since 2014. A company that I work with just bought a pair of Ursa broadcast cameras. They pair beautifully with their giant 40 by they pair beautifully with their 40 by B4 mount lenses. Oh, cool. They also bought the SMPTE fiber backs and camera control panel. It's a proper full camera chain. That's cool. Yeah, we have the studio converters for our cameras, and so it's all Ethernet one cable, and that's really cool. But so it all kind of it works. It But yeah, our next phase, we actually decided not to move into our new office space, and so we're waiting on that. We're going to wait for something else to open up. But in the meantime, then I'm hoping that in the next few months we can get going on some of these other upgrades to the studio's capabilities, because we're doing a lot of recording, but we're not really doing the amount of recording I'm expecting us to be doing. And I would love to be able to get all of that really like automated and up and running. By the way, today's stream is in 1080p 5994 up to YouTube. It's a manual stream. Any thoughts? Just stats for nerds, that stuff, because it would be useful for me to know. I actually changed it right when the stream started because I'm forcing a stream key out of YouTube to do 1080p 60, and then I'm matching that out of vMix. I'm doing 5994. So yeah, check that out at full quality. Let me know what you think. The camera, I think, is running 720p 30, so maybe this image is not the right one to critique it on, but there's, I really got to get a different camera. It's just not, yeah, it's time to do at least a 1080 picture. 5994, but about 20 out of the camera. Yeah, exactly. So that's, now if I switch to this camera shot, this should be 60 frames. Right? So that one is running 1080p 60, which is hilarious that sensor is running at 60 frames, but my beautiful RP is not, which is crazy. That is silly. All right. Yeah, the camera. I got to upgrade the camera soon. That's going to be a big investment on my part. But, you got to move with the times a little bit. I would love to get, well, anyway, something that would take my M mounts or my EF mounts. I've got several lenses in those regard. Hey, am I allowed to drink my coffee now, Angus? So are we going to hear, we're not going to hear throat noises, right? Is that better? I think that's got to be better. So you can buy Ursa soft strips in black, which is what this hat needs. And, you can just buy a pack of 12? What's the price difference? $2 less? Get out of here. No, stop. Add to cart. That's garbage. All right, cool. Well, we'll plan to get these ones. They what? Pretty sure I asked you to put the black strips on the list. It added skin tone ones. Okay, there we go. All right, we'll go with that. Your Canon should be able to do far better. The Canon webcam software seems to just be trash. It is trash. Although I am coming out of here. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's the software. I should try the HDMI out of my Canon R7. You're not going to be a VTuber? I just wanted to create content for my channel to find out like what's going on. If I find anything exciting, I would talk about it and just do like little snippets around the floor, but not go as like a vlogger the whole time because there's too much of that crap. It's mostly for people that can't go. Hey, yeah, go for it. I do like my Instalink 360 webcam. Still a little bit, but the dogs are playing with each other, so it's pretty loud in here. Right on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I don't necessarily want to go as a vlogger, but you know, I'd like to at least go and discover what's going on. If I find something interesting, I would share that information. Let me see here. This is an interesting rig. And I can conceal the whole thing. You know? Like if I drop this down my shirt now. Yoink. I can run this over here to my pocket. Even on the inside of my pocket. And this whole rig now is hidden pretty much, which is great. I like that a lot. Yeah, this is cool. All right, so I have an HDMI cable here that I can run, sorry, while I attach all this, that I can run to my monitor. Whoops. The problem that I have is that the monitor is outputting, like the signal that's going to the monitor is coming out of the camera and it's got all the things on it, right? Come on now. Don't misbehave on me. This HDMI cable is just too short. So what I will do is we had a HDMI. All right, never mind. I had an HDMI cable. It's really annoying. I'm going to have to take my Confidence monitor off, which is fine because I'm not using it. It's just annoying to have to undo everything just so cables can reach. If it were a half a foot more, I wouldn't have to do this. All right, here we go. All right, so if I send that monitor now to this computer, this will show me, excuse me, I can change this output of the Gamer Duo to number 2. There it is. Okay. Now, put my vMix output back up. All right, and then if I open my outputs, here is, okay, so what this is, whoa, and it's faster. That's hilarious. So this is my output from my camera. Now I don't need this, these on-screen options because I have all this information already inside the Confidence monitor, so I can pretty much turn all this off. The question is going to be, how do I get in there? I really want to like save this as a user profile because when I am, well, let's just take a look and see what we got going on here. This is so much better, he says, in terms of speed, right? So if I just look at, where's my studio monitor here? Pull open studio monitor. I'm going to open up output 2. We're reading 1080p 60. And, boy, it doesn't look very good, but maybe I have a low, do I have like low bit rate on here or, nope. Tally indicator, low bandwidth is turned off. It doesn't look amazing and it's cropped, right? So, but yes, the difference between the two is it's much faster. And so then my audio is probably off, right? But yeah, this is interesting. A VTuber is an animated avatar for streamers that don't want to reveal their face. Oh, I wasn't planning on doing that. The RP offers a clean HDMI output. We just have to disable the OSD outputs. Hey, that looks so much better. Now just turn off the OSD output. Your video is ahead of the audio now. Yeah, I figured that's what was going on here. So if I go into my Rode settings and I reset this, all right, is my video now in sync with my audio, or is my audio ahead of the video at all? My other problem is, how do I turn off the OSD while it's all plugged in? Because I'm fine with this. Yeah, I just need to figure out how to do that. I guess inside, is there a way to do it inside the RP app? EOS utility? This might kill the camera, by the way. Let's find out. Yep. There it goes. So stupid that it takes precedence and kills your camera feed. So dumb. All right, 1 second. Hey, everybody. All right, there we go. Hey, locked in. Oh, not quite. Close, but not quite. Ellie says to hit it with a hammer. I'm not too sure that would give me the results I was looking for. Hey, close enough for government work, which is often a good solution, but maybe not this time. Yes, no, not this time. So where is my... Let's just find out. It's probably half the time. You're right. The audio is... Wait a minute. Close enough for government work, which is often a good solution. Actually, it's not really that far off, eh? Like, let's go to... let's go back to the microphone settings. I honestly think it's like maybe 60. All right, let's try that. Are we in sync? That's the question. No idea. I do need to figure out how to turn off the OSD options while it's running. You could hear it skip. It looks like it. It's 1 frame off? That's cool. I mean, and impressive. That it's that, whoops, that it's that close. I think I'm on. You guys let me know. I believe the menu option is something like HDMI info display. Canon's website software is limited to USB 2 link. It can barely manage 720p. That's agreed. Yep. I bet it'll change when you turn off the OSD. Hit the menu key. But it was something free that they could offer during COVID to generate some attention, since third parties had offers such. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I got this, is because I could use it as a USB camera. Because although, oh, funny story, maybe I told you this no, it happened Saturday. Funny story. We'll go to that in just a second. Because I don't shoot photography that often. I mean, I go on some trips and whatever, and I like to have a really nice mirrorless camera. It's very lightweight, the RP. Great for me. Great for my amateur camera needs. But the using it as a webcam thing was really interesting. Now, what's fascinating about this is if you only use the HDMI output and send it into a capture card, like what I'm doing right now, the camera turns off on its own. Oh, that's fun. The viewfinder's inactive. No problem. The so it sends it out, but then it turns off the camera because there's like a, I don't know, there's a save a battery option, I guess. So it's really annoying. So you have to plug it in via USB just to keep it on, and then you can use the output as your secondary output. So, okay, so you think that I should try and fix this live? Because that's ballsy. But because that you're wireless with me, I guess we can just walk around and talk it through. So I'm going to lower my battery. I have a huge battery on this thing. All right. And then I will open the viewfinder. And then now I guess, okay, I can just do it this way. All right, so menu. I can see it on the screen. Menu. What did you say? Oh, what? All right, it won't be here. Will it be here? No. Probably in here somewhere, right? Sorry, I should be watching the... Is it display settings? Uh-oh. The RP is a great camera. The internet says the RP won't time out when you're plugged into power and HDMI together. The viewfinder will still power off. Yes, fix it live. The entire show has been fixing it live. We're gonna do it live. And it's been fun. Okay, well, I'm glad you guys feel that way. So viewfinder display format. Yeah, that looks about right. That's fine, but that's the viewfinder, that's not what we want. So let's go to set it, hit OK. All right. Where is HDMI resolution? Okay. Yes, 1080 is what I want. Touch control, beeping, no thanks. So is it the next one? Where? Shooting info. Where's the HDMI options? Screen info settings? Ah. So if I just like, oh, this is just, all right, hit info. Can I grid display? Cancel. Shooting info display. Okay, so shooting. No. Hang on. Okay. So shooting info display. These are just presets, is what those look like. Viewfinder info and toggle. This is for the viewfinder itself. Vertical grid, we're going to turn that off. Focus distance display. Disable. Right? Histogram display. I want this off. I don't want that on. I don't think you're in the right place. Well, now you tell me. No, I'm kidding. That's fine. All right, so let's go on to touch control, video system. Yep. Let's start from the beginning here. Format card, mode guide, none of this. Select folder, feature guide, disabled, disabled. That's fine. Eco mode is off. Power saving, let's see what options I got there. Auto power off, disable. Display off. Oh, come on. All right, well, that's not an option. Viewfinder off, disable. Page 4 of the camera icon. Page 4. I don't think this is the right place. Camera should be in video mode, full manual. Five, HDMI mode, touch, da, 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 da. ISO settings, auto, highlight, metering, expose. It's image quality. Okay, I don't see any. Oh, you know what? Let's put that on full. Whoa. Nothing there. Is it in video mode? Oh, it's in full manual. So no. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. All right, here we go. So this is page 4 of camera. Let's go back, just so that we're not missing anything. Shooting mode. Oh, look. Okay. Alrighty. Let's look at this wrench. Feature guide, power saving, video mode, HDMI resolution, shooting info display. This is all the same. Hey, all right, now try shoot mode 4. Okay. All right. It's grayed out. Not available because the associated function setting, HDMI resolution. Okay, so we'll go back over here. HDMI resolution, auto. And now we go back here and we say, HDMI info, clean 4K output? Yo, but at what frame rate, I wonder? Let's full HD output. Oh, guy. Okay, so let's just see how we look. Come on now. All right, out of here. Sorry, hang on. Oh, she's a beaut, Clark. All right, hang on. Let me, oh, I can't put that back up here yet. All right. Whoa, look at that frame drop. Oh, that's from the US. Oh my gosh, that's, our autofocus is off. Okay. Here we go. Yes, the clean full HD is probably what you want. Hang on. Yeah, with the whole delayed chat thing, you'll have to bear with me as you say things and then I don't do them right away. Shooting mode manual. Is that, oh, manual exposure. That's fine. But yoink. Sound recording. Exposure. Where are we here? Okay, that says it's on. Movie. What are you doing, Knutson? I am looking for my autofocus. And I'm trying to do this all backwards. So, focus mode, auto, movie servo. Is that what I'm missing here? Yeah, I hear it moving now. I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. What a stinking difference that is. Holy smokes. You might have to half click. No, I think I just had to turn the movie servo on. And now it jumps to it. Boom. Okay, so this is amazing. This is a lot better. Oh my gosh, you should see it. The comparison between the two. Well, you can. Here. Where's my desktop? This one. I'm gonna put this here. Oh, no, that's not gonna work. So, well, we can toggle between the two, and you can see here. So this is the previous shot, and this is the new one. Yes, love it. Okay, so I am going to. How do I want to do this? Solid. Now ditch that dreadful Canon software. We can. Hey, welcome everyone to the Teaching John, starring John's Chat. I have told you for many. Listen, come here. I have told you for many years that I am not here to teach you. Allie approves, by the way. Just with a hammer. We're the best. Now you need a black tape on that, or a white hat. So black tape will be ordered, and that will make things a whole lot better. Right? Of course, right. All right. I need to get rid of this source. Now needs to change. My main source now needs to change to this one, and then so the question I have is, will this just stay on permanently? Like it won't shut off on its own? Because that was the problem I had before. Was cut. The problem I had before, and I can uncrop this now. It's boom. I can uncrop the image. That's sweet. So, as I recall, the controversy with the Canon RP was the 4K option was only 4K 30, 4K 24. Is the camera powered? It's powered with a a battery module that goes to a DTAP. So when you say powered, yes, it's supposed to stay on, especially now that you've got that APO turned off. Well, let's try it out. I mean, because if I can disconnect it from here, then that would be a big plus. But if I've got to buy a different power module so that it stays powered, then that's fine too. All in the name of making this better. All right, we're going to close this one. And the question that I have is, so I got a capture card in my other machine, right? And yoink, okay. Capture card inside my other machine. And so I want to be able to, yeah, you should be good. Leave it on all day. Check it out from time to time. It's actually a little odd seeing you in proper frame rate. Just like before times, just like the good old days. Man, how is it that I did not spend enough time sorting this out? And the stream only gets better with you guys attending. So there you go. There's a feather in your cap. If I change... Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have done this. Put this camera on 1. And this guy, change it to the other input. There it is. Okay, so now I don't need to monkey around inside vMix or change... Oh, sorry, everybody. Now I don't need to change the source because it should just remain the same. Nothing should change out of vMix. Boom. So now that source says 1080p 5994 out of vMix, and out of camera 1 it's 1080p 60. So perfect. That's what I'm going for. So we fixed the audio of my lapel. Uh-oh. Oh. Yes, I broke it for a second. Sorry. I fixed the audio out of my lapel, and then I fixed, not lapel, my little Rode microphone, and then we've now fixed the video. So, most excellent. Is that Rode audio still at a good level? Like, is it loud enough? Sounds okay to you? Curious to know. All right, and then I can put this screen back up. I wonder how long this tape will last on the hat, or if every time I go live I've got to retape it. I might use something like gaff tape, and while I'm thinking about it, I might just go ahead and order a second hat, because might as well do that. So let's... They know I've ordered these before. Purchase before. Let's go. Boom. I always feel compelled to buy multiples, but there really is no need, because I use one. It takes me about 6 months to a year to go through a hat, and I wear it. Well, not as much as I used to. I used to wear it every day, but I wear it now quite often. So, oh, this is wild. The blurred... Okay, so my start and end screen are way less blurred than they were, because the quality of the images. So check this out. If I cut this over, look at this. That is way different. That's far more... It's like barely blurred out, right? And it's zoomed in a little bit, which I want to correct. So we're going to go to crop of blurred camera. No. What's going on here? Oh, I know what's going on. I have an input, actually. The way that this is actually mapped out is I have a input that's actually cam 1, but it's just blurred. And it's just a way to standardize that. So if I go here, yeah, this is what's going on. Go here, and I'll just adjust the position to reset all. Boom. And then go to Effects, Gaussian Blur. We're going to increase that strength just a smidge so that when the show is done, there, it looks like that, which I like a whole lot better. So, yoink, 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 yoink. Looking good. Looking good. All right. Yeah. Yay for higher quality video and audio. Always a fan. All right, back to the chat. Hey, you broke it. No. And then I think I fixed it, right? Excellent. The level is excellent. And sound is excellent. Thanks, Steven. Sounds okay to Steven. That's great. Yeah, so the starting show thing is built into, like, the sources are built independently, but that means when you make a change on the main source, you got to make it on the other ones too, which is not a huge problem. I just want them to look the same, so when we fade to that, it fades that actual shot and it fades that input correctly, so it looks right. But man, that picture is way clearer, eh? Like, way clearer. Let's blow this up on my big desktop here and just watch the... I'm gonna force it 1080p 60. Yeah, that looks like the YouTube compression 1080p 60. So there you go. All right. Well, that was fun. This is always fun for me. Apparently, I'm making Angus dizzy. You have to sit down and just take a minute. It's not every day that my live stream makes you dizzy. Just, it's just one of those days. All right, I'm going to open up my confidence monitor, which is vMix output. And now I can see what I'm doing. All right. I was a little concerned today because I wasn't really sure what we were going to talk about. And here we are. We are, an hour and 40 minutes into it, and we've had lots to speak on. So that's been really cool. It's funny that when you go into a show with not a clear plan, you end up almost spending 2 hours. So that's pretty fun. Let me go down and see if I missed any other chats. No, I think we got them as we were changing the settings on the camera. And with any luck, the camera will stay on. I did set the thing to stay on long term, so here's hoping. I don't know what that's going to do to my, like when I take it now and shoot video with it, is that going to be a pain in the rear to change it back and forth all the time? I don't know. I don't know yet. But no matter where you go, there you are. It's true. It's wise words from Confucius? I don't know. I don't know who said it. It sounds like a joke is what it is. Yeah, interesting stuff. So in my Amazon shopping cart, I got a new hat and I got a new set of strips. So we will have those delivered this week. Let's go to my cart real quick. Save for later. The hat will be here Saturday, and so will the strips. So yes, they will be ready to go. I could save 5% if I sign up for Subscribe and Save, but I don't think I need them that often. Mostly because I've had these for like 2 years. Before I left Bird Dog, I bought these. I had my studio set up and had quite a good rig there, and then bought these strips to do testing. And hey, this is a good use for these strips, by the way, is, if... Now, here's the other thing is maybe I just go and get gaff tape. And I think, these strips are $15 and gaff tape is $20. So maybe, hang on, maybe I have gaff tape. One second. Let me, I'm going to keep talking to you, but I'm going to just put this screen up here for a second. So microphone's still live. Just give me a second and see if I have the gaff tape over here in this bag. Because if I do, and maybe I don't need to spend the money on, wait, what the? Okay. And maybe I don't have to spend the money if I have gaff tape. Oh, man, I was pretty sure I had a roll of it up here. Maybe it's on my desk? Who knows? This place, this office is, is covered in stuff. So it's probably in a box somewhere. Whatevs. I'll find it and maybe just see if that works. If it's good quality gaff tape, if it's actually fabric and not that plastic crap, then it should adhere to the hat just fine and stay on the hat pretty much, right? And then I can use these white ones for running it through the liner. And then it just comes down the back. I can't see this, of course, but it comes down the back of my hat and into my hoodie. And then down here to my little receiver, which is right here. So it's nice that it's wireless. Goes to the receiver, which is right here. And, it's a wireless rig. It's pretty fun. So let me check gaff tape first. It shouldn't have any effect on using it as a video camera. If anything, it gives you the option to use it as a proper streaming camera whenever you'd like, which is more often than I use it as a picture camera. Oh, funny story about taking this camera. So last Saturday, I took my wife, I gifted her for her birthday back in January, a tour through the Belle Meade Estate and Winery, which is basically just here in Tennessee. There's a lot of history in Tennessee. This particular history was about horse racing, which is actually not legal in Tennessee, I found out, anymore. But, this was back in the 1800s, early 1800s, all the way through to like about 1950. and including the story about the world wars and all that stuff. Well, anyways, we went over to Belmead. That's not the. I'm not going to give you any of the history. You have to go and visit Belmead because it's actually quite a good. If you like history and you like mansion tours, there's a winery attached to it. So if you're a fan of wine, they have some pretty good wine. But anyways, we went to the Belmead estate, and we parked our truck, got all our stuff together, and I have like a over the shoulder bag. Here it is. I have this over the shoulder bag that houses my Canon RP, and it holds a couple of big lenses that I can take landscape shots and whatever, and then I keep the 50 mil, and I have another lens that I usually run with, and that's all very handy. Well, so I had that over my shoulder, and we're walking into the estate, and they gave you like wristbands in the ticket check-in place, the customer service place. So we had our wristbands. Talked to the lady there, talked her through, when to be, where to be, all that stuff. Walked across the estate to go towards the mansion, which we ate our lunch, and then we went. So there's a little cafe on the cafe. There was a place to eat. They served like meat and sides, like a traditional Southern. It was like chicken or beef or meatloaf or a bunch of things, right? I probably wouldn't go back for lunch. So just, I don't know, that's my own preference. But we ate our lunch, we cleaned up. Uh-oh. No, wait, we lost audio? Hold the phone. What happened? Hang on one second. We, local to me. Okay, phew. So because they're still going here, so here's hoping. All right, so we went to lunch, packed up lunch, cleaned it all up, started walking towards the estate, and we passed like this ticket, like checker lady who checks to make sure that you have your wristband. And as we're walking past, I said, "Oh, we're just here for a thing." I said, "We've got our wristbands," and I showed it to her, and she said, "Great. Do you have your contract for your professional photography camera?" And I was like, and I had the camera on my wrist. And I was like, "You mean this like Canon RP?" And she's like, "Yeah. Do you have your contract stating that you're allowed to take like professional photos on the grounds?" And I thought, first of all, if you think a Canon RP is a professional camera, strike one. Second of all, if you think I look like a professional photographer, strike two. And if you didn't explicitly state on your website when I bought the tickets that DSLR style mirrorless cameras are not permitted on the grounds, whose fault is that? So thankfully we were there a little bit early, and I said, "Oh, okay. Well, can we take pictures with our phones?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's no problem." And I was like, "All right. So do I need to take this back to my truck?" And she said, "Yeah, that'd probably be best." So it was like, go back through the restaurant, back through the gift shop, back out the front door, back down the parking lot, back to the truck, put it all back in there, take out the things that I need. And of course, that was going to be our bag for the day. And so I had my wallet, I had my phone, I had my lenses and camera and everything in there, plus my wife's purse, plus my wife's wallet, plus her keys, plus my keys, plus everything. So I was like, crap. Now this bag is basically useless, and I don't want to carry it around since I don't have my camera. So anyways, offloaded everything in there and thought, professional photography. So then I came back, and of course my wife was like, "Professional photographer, huh?" I was like, yes, apparently she does not know what. But then I did. Okay, so to be fair, then I did see these photographers walking around with these giant lenses. And when we went for the mansion tour, the lady's like, "All right, I only have like 2 rules. Please don't sit down on the furniture because it's all like furniture from the 1800s and it will break. And also no photos inside the house." And then I got thinking, well, that's odd. And then I thought, I could probably rig something in my clothing that could take pictures. Anyways, that was all very kind of like, okay, like, wish you would have told me when I booked it, because people are going to bring cameras. So like it needs to be in bold, right? Like, hey, we have this rule: we don't let you bring DSLR cameras onto the grounds unless you have a contract signed by the events coordinator, is what she told me, and I thought that was total baloney. So, right? Isn't that crazy talk? I thought that was crazy talk. Only potato quality photos allowed. Yes, that's super annoying. Agreed. It was beyond frustrating because I thought, hey, when we go and do something, it takes me a while to like dismantle this whole rig. But also, I'm like, I'm gonna get really good quality photos, and I like sync my phone. I get the time and the date and everything ready to go, and it's a good situation. Like when we went to Alaska, I used my RP for the most part, and my wife took just as many photos as I did, but she used her iPhone, and they're they're good. But I love having the option of like different lenses and getting really good detail on something far away. And in Alaska, you're gonna be far away from like wildlife and everything, so it's nice to be able to use your 70 to 200 $500 lens and make that kind of a whole lot closer. You can just like zoom right in and you make that happen. Love it. But it's very annoying then when you haul all that gear and you disconnect it all and anyways, it was really annoying. So I don't have any nice quality photos of the grounds. I actually ended up taking very few pictures. My wife snapped a bunch of pictures with her phone, but and of course no pictures of the interior of the house. So if only we didn't talk and we didn't walk around with two Retina quality cameras. Yes, it's true. It should be allowed as long as it's not commercial. It should be, but I should have said like this isn't for commercial use. This is just a personal camera. A friend of mine has wide lenses attachments for his phone. Having a proper camera is really nice. I just yeah, I agree that the iPhone or the more recent droids or whatever. I mean, other way around. The droids or the most recent iPhones have nice lenses in them. Um, but yes, I like to have like especially when I go camping or when I'm doing an activity that I've paid some money to go and do, not even a lot of money, but cruising or we go on a historical tour or we go and see Mammoth Caves, which we did back in the summer. We went and saw Mammoth Caves, and that was great to have a good camera because you can crank the ISO way high so that you can see inside these dark caves. So it's convenient to have it on your phone where you can just kind of hit the buttons. And granted, the photos my wife took turned out pretty well, but it's still nice to have a really nice lens. Might even pull those up here real quick just to see which if how well I did on that day. I have a Canon 100-400. I absolutely love it, and I'm still using a Canon 40D. A Canon 100-400. That is not a cheap lens, right? I really want. This is a 70 to 300. 70 to 300. Yes, and it does pretty well, except it's a Sigma, so it's not a super high quality. Yeah, jeez, the 100 to 400s are $700. That's not terrible, actually. I mean, in the lens world, it would break my budget, but for the mount that I would need, yeah, R series cameras, yeah, the M mount. Ooh, it's like half the weight of the other one. That's cool. It's $700. That's pretty good, and that would be a great wildlife lens. What is the f-stop on that thing? I don't know why I'm reading the Amazon page to you. Let's go together. So Canon RF 100 to 4, the f-stop 5.6 to 8. Okay, up to 6 stops of shake correction with paired with the R series cameras featuring in-body stabilization. Minimum focusing distance is 2.5 feet, or no, almost 3 feet, at 200 millimeters, and maximum magnification at 4. High speed, smooth, and quiet autofocus with Canon Nano. Yeah, like this lens is on my shopping list for a reason. Whoa, there are 6 videos? We won't use the audio for this, but we'll watch it together. This isn't like a how to take the lens caps off video, is it? Oh my gosh. Canon, why? Why did you bother? Ultralights for... Can I see the photo? Oh, here we go, for wildlife. Like, this is the sort of stuff that I do. We're in our 40s, so we're really into watching birds. So this would be great to have a 400 and get real close. Whoa, look at that. That's cool. This guy says it feels cheap. Watch before you buy. Why? Oh, burnt. Lame-o. Yeah, man, that looks really nice. I wouldn't mind getting that lens. I would need to do a bunch of side jobs, but that would be fun to have. It's a quick $700 burn. All right. It's pretty slow, sadly. Great for outdoor stuff, and the stabilization is amazing. You just can't stop fast motion indoors. It's the RF mount, not the M mount. Oh, I think that's what I'm running, right? It's for R cameras, R series cameras. I've taken some good wildlife shots with my 100 to 400. If I jump over to our trip to Mammoth Caves, which happened when? October? Oh, that's not summer. Did I have my camera on this trip? It actually doesn't look like I'm carrying it. I thought I took it with us. Nope, I guess I was using my iPhone for this trip. Whoops-a-daisy. You know, I think I had my camera on this trip, though. Yeah. So I haven't done any like color correction on a lot of these, but actually a buddy of mine took this picture because this was taken, yeah, on my RP. This is a buddy of mine when we go camping. This is Northern Ontario. It probably looks a lot like Edmonton, the wilds of Edmonton. But yeah, I forget who took these. Maybe M took these pictures. But this is on that lens, the 70 to 200. When I'm at this camp, I've generally only use that 70 to 200. You know, there's not a lot of data here, but like, look at this file size, massive. Canon RP. This is 2023. Yeah, cool stuff. I love having the option. Was this the RP or is this an iPhone? That's an iPhone. When I'm on the water, I typically don't take the RP out, although when 22, let's look for those photos here real quick. Sorry, I'll bring them back up in just a second after I find it. That's 23. No, 22 here. I think I've got some pictures. Yeah, of guys fishing. Yep. Okay, so these photos were taken on the RP. This is with that lens, the 70 to 200. They were saved as JPEGs for some reason. But like, look at that. This is the same. This is me in my kayak and me. This is my dad and my uncle. And the zoom on this thing. Love it. This is basically full out. And that's probably all the way in. We're a long way from civilization in these pictures. Pretty neat. That's pretty neat. What else? This is probably a Canon RP shot. So I'm back out on the water here. Let me pull this up for you. Did none of these turn out? Whoa, this is getting a weird lens problem. Yeah, these are all blurry. Lame. What about this shot? Is this RP? No, that's iPhone. Oh, I did night. One of the things that I do is night photography up there because that's the time to do it, right? That's really the time to shoot night photography. The M mount is pretty old. Yours is RF, a little less piney around here, more popular, more poplar and spruce, more pines near Jasper. Oh, nice. Where's my night photography stuff? This was back in 2016. So this photography was done on a T2i. So that's kind of old. Let's go here. Where's last year's stuff? I thought I did night here we go. Did I do night photography? Yeah. So I don't know how well this will translate. This was shot on the RP. Can I make this like... No. All right. So this was shot on the RP. I don't know how well you can see this on your device. Very little editing. The lights over the hills there are the lights of Temagami, Ontario. So that's actually city lights bleeding, which is crazy because 20 years ago you would have never have seen that. However, this is a very long bulb exposure. I think it's 23 seconds or something like that because of the size of the ultra wide that I have, which is here. So I have this really big ultra wide lens that allows you to basically leave it wide open. It's a macro lens, so there's no zoom or any function like that. And it's not considered a fisheye, although it borderlines on it. It's called an ultra wide, so that your image is still flat. It doesn't bow the image. It's still a flat image, but you see an extra, I forget how many extra degrees of image. It's a 2.8, 14 mil. And so if you do the math, and there are apps out there right now that will do the nighttime calculations for you. If you use a lens like that, you put in 14 mils, you put in your f-stop, which is 2.4 in this instance, and then it spits you out how long you can leave the bulb open before you see the rotation of the Earth in the night sky. So these photos are taken, with that lens wide open. There's also a campfire going on behind me, so you can see these trees are all lit up because there are guys sitting at a campfire. I thought I had an actual picture of that too, now that I think of it. I had a couple of nice nights where I took photos. That's Milky Way, obviously. A couple of nice nights where I was able to take photos with very little light bleed, no moon while I was up there. So that was fortunate last year to have that. I thought, what year was this? This is last year. Well, I really didn't take very many pictures. There was one year where I spent a lot of time taking nighttime photos, but maybe 22 or 21. I can't remember what year Sorry guys, I'll be right with you. Yeah, not there either. It's been many years since I've done nighttime photography, but I learned that try and take high quality photos and not just a lot of photos, but really dial it in when you're home and you have time to burn and a couch to sit on. Because when you're in Northern Ontario, you really don't want to be wasting your time at nighttime, especially because you really got to get to sleep because tomorrow's on its way and you're going to have to spend a lot of energy. Hey, very nice. Thank you. That's mighty wide on a full frame sensor. It's true. It really was. But it is kind of a cool it's a cool opportunity, and I'm only there once a year. People are like, "Oh, you're going to keep going? You live in Tennessee now?" And I'm like, "Of course I'm going to keep going." So there are only a handful of photos here. I thought I took more than this, but maybe not, or maybe I forgot to add them to the album. So this would have been August of last year. Let's go there. Let me see if there's anything else lingering in that folder. It was quite the trip, and I'm going to end up making it again this year too, where I'm going to travel out to. I'll travel up there again, and it takes a couple of days to get there driving and a couple of days back. I do need to do some work on my truck before I make that trek, but one step at a time, 1 month at a time. I guess that's all of them. Anyway, good times, everybody, good times. And now we've managed to burn another 30 minutes. I'm going to close some of these down. And I think that's everything that I needed to cover today. I got a lot of work to do today and tomorrow because I'm actually going to be out of town next week. And so this announcement is that I will probably not stream next week because we leave on Monday. It's my kids' spring break. So we're going to leave on Monday and come back on Friday. And I don't know what time we'll be back in town on Friday because we got about 3 or 4 hours to drive on Friday back to Tennessee. But I will be home for the next week, and so we'll figure out something to do by then. And hopefully I'll have this all rigged up correctly and a new hat. So the question is, do I rig this to the new hat so I can take it to NAB, or do I rig it to this hat and just use this hat as a, it's actually not in bad condition. You can't take it off because the wire is now tied, down your shirt, but it is convenient that it's, I will put gaff tape together and maybe I'll post something to my social media. But anyways, hey guys, really appreciate all the help today. Angus, especially all of your walking me through all my settings, and then everybody with the audio accommodations. We're going to make this disappear soon, and so it won't be so obvious that there's a big piece of tape under my hat. But yeah, we'll make that disappear and tidy it up real nice, and then I'll have an audio hat that I will use. The question will be, what does it sound like in noisy environments, right? Does it pick up my voice predominantly, or does it struggle to figure out whose voice to listen to? So if it just sounds like me talking in a crowd, that's no good. Whereas if this works pretty well to pick up my voice and whoever it is that I'm talking to, but it doesn't, you can't hear me drinking coffee, or you can't hear, if I pat my chest or something, you can't hear the rustling of clothing. That is advantageous. So I should not fear the unplanned streams anymore, because not only have we increased the quality of the camera, but we've got a good sounding lapel microphone that's actually on a piece of fabric, that's on an article of clothing, I should say. And yeah, it frees me up to not need necessarily to be around my microphone. Now, I still love my RE20, and I love the audio quality it gives me, so I'm not going to veer from that. But hey, maybe I'll use this next time just to show the final product as to what it looks like. I kind of want to go do that right now, so I'm going to get that set up. But yeah, we'll go from there. Hey, it's been fun, as always. You may need to stand close to your your subject. Yeah, so then it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to mic, this is kind of an advocacy then for getting two, but then just having a clip for them, right? So just doing the transmitter and clipping it on them, but then having mine basically permanently installed. So I can just say, here's your microphone, mine's already wired, and we just kind of go with it. But, time will tell. We'll see how that goes. So I'm going to go and find some gaff tape. Thanks so much for helping me fix all this stuff. I feel really good about it. I love the frame rate. I think that looks a bajillion times better, and I'm really excited about it. So thank you, everybody. Hopefully you're having a great end to the week, and we will probably see you in 2 weeks. I'll report back how the trip went. We're headed to Ohio, which is where my in-laws live, but we're going to make some stops along the way and come back as well. Take an extra day to come back, because 6 hours with kids, it's better if you break it up. So we'll go from there. This is the way. Rode Wireless Pro, do it. I'm heavily considering it. If I can score the funding, I definitely will. So be good to do it. before NAB, because that's really the time to do it. So here we go. We'll make that happen, and I hope that that you'll join me the next time. So, hey, this is so much better. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great end of the week, and we will see you all in a couple of weeks, probably. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll see you guys soon.